Welcome to Discover Janesville. My name is Yuri Rashkin, and today we are guests here at Local Vision TV studios here in downtown Janesville. And Local Vision TV is also sponsor of today's episode. My next guests are Adam Baumel and Chad Pennell of Tailgate Tasters. It's very important to get the name of the magazine right. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Tell us, why in the world did you think that a Tailgate Tasters magazine was absolutely necessary to be out there at this time?
Well, it all started off as a class project, actually, and I had to create a food magazine for class.
All right.
And I came up with Tailgate Tasters magazine because I like the tailgate. And we did a little bit more research into it, found out it's a $15 billion industry, and we needed to get a product out there to connect all the tailgaters together.
I can't believe, you know, in this country, the joke is that if there's two people who are interested in something, there's a third one publishing a magazine for them.
Well, now in most cases that probably is true. I think that, let's see, the fishing and hunting industry is a $76 billion industry. Now when you go to a newsstand, you're going to find 40% of the magazines there are dedicated to fishing and hunting. So tailgating being a $15 billion industry, what is that, about 1/6 of the size? There's no magazines out there dedicated to it. So we thought we had the perfect niche to get in there and actually get a publication out for everyone to read.
Excellent.
And there's so many different styles of tailgating, you know, when you go from East Coast to West Coast, South to Midwest.
Really, it changes. It's not like McDonald's the same everywhere.
No, it's different kinds of food. So what we wanted to create was a forum where someone from the East Coast might have a style of tailgating that the West Coast doesn't know about it. And this way we've got a forum where all these different tailgaters can come together and learn new tricks for their tailgate parties.
Excellent. So there's a learning opportunity there.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
So you've got your first issue, and what are people going to learn by reading the first issue?
Well, they're going to learn a lot of recipes. 30% of our magazine is recipes, hence the tasters part. The other,
which you can't eat the actual magazine.
No, you could, but it probably wouldn't taste as good as the food in the magazine.
That might be a special edition.
Right.
First you soak it and marinate it, and then okay, maybe.
You go with up north, you'd barbecue, or down south, you'd probably barbecue it first, but. No.
See, that's important to know.
Yeah, 30% of the magazine is based on recipes. The other 70% of the magazine is advertisements for products that people might want for the tailgate party. We've got tailgate product reviews. We've got a little bit of humor in there because tailgating's fun, so we want to keep it fun. We've got a little bit of history on how tailgating started each month. We've got a new section on who thought tailgating started here and why, and so we're just a little bit of everything in there that has to do with tailgating.
That's great. You know, it just seems like such a fertile territory to go into, and you got the whole country to build on, as far as, like you said, the different regions have different recipes and different approaches to tailgating.
Yeah.
Besides the food, what's your favorite part about this experience? Is it fun to be involved in a magazine like this?
Oh, well, you wouldn't believe how much fun it is.
If you have to have a job, I don't think that tailgating's too bad of a job.
Right.
We get to go out every single weekend and hang out with the actual tailgaters out there, play the tailgating games.
And it's all called research.
Food. Yes, yes. So it's certainly not a bad gig to have, so we're pretty excited about that. Now my favorite article in the first issue is actually the Heisman Trophy article. It actually gives you background on who John Heisman was, which many people have heard of the Heisman Trophy, but they don't know anything about John Heisman itself.
So this is something that when you're tailgating, you can enlighten those next to you with some valuable information.
That's right. It's a rough job, but we decided we should be the ones to undertake this.
Excellent. Tell me about the contest. What was that experience like?
The contest was excellent. We had a good time. We learned a lot. Our mentoring sessions helped us change our business plan a lot. It actually helped us a little bit with what we put in our magazine, and just the networking was the biggest thing we got out of it. We've had a lot of great help from a lot of great people in the Janesville and Rock County community. So
cool. Who writes the articles?
Oh, a few people here and a few people there. Yeah.
I write a couple. We've got some college writers that write. We're trying to use this as a forum for college students also to get published before they graduate from college. That way they've got a little more on their resume when they head off to the real world.
And we're kind of going for a light
Hey, this
way
is
to
pretty
look
close
at
to real world now.
Yeah.
Yep. And we want people to, we don't want any articles that are going to have, you feel like you're reading a dictionary. We want it to be fun, and it tends to be that the college writers, that they can all put in that humor that all
Sure.
the other college guys are looking for.
They haven't been, in that mainstream media for long enough
Right.
where that sucked any fun out of it.
Exactly, and all their articles are fresh because it's a new thing to them still.
Yeah.
What did you guys do before you decided to get into tailgating full time?
Well, we actually met at school.
At Black Hawk Technical College, we were both students there. He was a management student, I was a marketing student, and before that we pounded hammers and
Yep, and
cut grass.
Yep, and I did golf course work, so I went from a fun job to a funner job.
Yeah.
Hey, I love that approach.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
What did you learn from this experience of going through the business contest? Because you guys had your passion, you had your vision, but then you got together with mentors and you had to adjust things. So what were some of the lessons?
Well, as far as the business plan itself goes, we found out that even if you have a finished business plan, it is never finished. We are just constantly reworking it. We started out with a 78-page business plan when we went into the contest. We knocked it down to 50-some pages, and we knocked it down to 40-some pages, and it went back up to 60 pages. So you continually work on it, and it's always going to be changing throughout the lifespan of your business.
And we had started our business plan about 8 months before the contest even started, before we knew about it. And we pretty much went into this contest thinking we had a business plan ready to go, and found out that that's not how it works. We revamped the whole thing. A lot of the stuff that we had in there, the research side of it, was left in there, but the business approach to the business plan was something we had to do a lot of altering to the business plan to make it fit our product.
What's been the biggest challenge?
Financing. It's we can't approach banks about financing with this because in the publishing world there's no collateral in the business. If you print a magazine and the bank financed it and it doesn't sell, the bank
They can have all the copies.
they can have all the copies they want. Trying to find an investor, that's our biggest thing right now, is trying to find an investor to get this thing going, because it takes money to make money, and we want to be able to just promote.
So you need to find some billionaire who loves tailgating, and you're set.
Yeah.
Right? If you know anyone.
We don't even need a billionaire. We'd be happy with a 100,000 there, as long as they were willing to put the money in that we needed. So.
Awesome. What kind of distribution channels are you guys looking at?
Currently, we are just doing tailgating events themselves as a promotional aspect, and then in January we'll have our big launch, and we'll be hitting a company called Source Interlink, and there'll be national distribution to 78 different markets, and we'll be getting between 15,000 and 25,000 copies out. So that's what we're really excited for. And that's, like Chad mentioned, the funding. That's when we really need that funding to kick in, so we can get all those copies out.
Excellent.
And so the Source Interlink he mentioned is one of the nation's largest magazine distributors, so that's why we went with them, and they can basically get us on the newsstand and any store we want. We've talked about Barnes & Noble and Borders, and not only that, but getting the magazines out. Once we get the financing, we're able to go to the tailgating events, and we can hand out the extra copies that we have just to create the name.
Oh, it's just an excuse to go to tailgating, isn't it?
Yep.
Exactly.
It's a great excuse.
What would you tell somebody who's interested in starting their own business, and lessons that you guys learned, and somebody has this vision that they want to put forward? What advice would you give them?
Well, I would say that now is the time. Now that with the way the economy is and the way that it's a lot like back in the 30s, that's when the most businesses were actually formed, was when the economy went down so fast. This is the time to really start more businesses and start one for yourself and start something that you actually like and enjoy doing.
Yeah, there's a lot of communities right now that are more than happy to get involved with small business, because that's what it takes to get jobs created again. The other side is, if you're going to start a business, do a ton of research. We researched every day, 8 hours a day, for probably 3-4 months while we started the business plan. We looked at every tailgating product we could find, websites that had anything to do with tailgating, and we went out surveying other tailgaters before we even started the magazine to find out what's the tailgater want in a magazine. If you were going to buy one off the newsstand, what do you want in it? And that's what we based all our content on. And that's something you have to do with any business. Find out what the customer wants. You can't just come out with a product and hope somebody wants it. You got to have something that the customer's already looking for.
It's that marketing background, isn't it?
Yeah, and it helps.
Awesome. Are you guys from Janesville, or where are you?
I live in Beloit, and I grew up in Illinois and Colorado, and then moved here.
Excellent.
Yep, and I live in Janesville and grew up in Milton, just a couple miles north. So
Excellent. But Black Hawk brought you guys together.
that's right.
Yeah, so this is a good plug for them, you know.
Absolutely.
It's right, you know, and that's another thing that with the economy the way it is right now is a great time to go back to school and learn something new, because the manufacturing jobs just aren't out there like they were before. So, and the construction industry's died off, and hopefully it'll all come back around for some people that don't want to go back to school, but going back to school can open up a lot of doors, and that's what it did for us. So
We can all get together around the grill and discuss it.
yeah,
There you go.
Awesome.
With some brats and onions, of course.
yeah.
Excellent. Adam, what is the contact information? Where, if people want to learn more about Tailgaters, what do
You
they
can
do?
either find us on our webpage at www.tailgatetasters.com. That's tailgate tasters with an S.com. And then also we do a lot of Facebooking. So you can go ahead and find us on there. We have a Facebook page at Tailgate Tasters. And this guy's becoming quite the tweeter.
Yeah, I've learned to use Twitter. I never thought I'd be tech savvy, but it's kind of fun now. So
Just don't drive when you do it.
yeah, no.
So on Facebook and then on our webpage, you can download pictures, you can put recipes on there, you can see the upcoming events that we'll be at, and you can, of course, try to become the ultimate tailgater, which is one of the features in our magazine. We had the Browns bunch.
Out of Cleveland, yeah, they do. We based our ultimate tailgater on what, you know, not only their tailgate party, but what do they do inside their community. And the Browns bunch does a lot for a local animal shelter and raising money to help get these dogs adopted and stuff. So it's not just the tailgating side. We want our ultimate tailgater to be someone who gives back to their community as well. So
Excellent. Well, Adam, Chad, best of luck to you.
all right,
Thank you.
Thank you very much.